Hello everybody, welcome to Toddy's Metal Detecting. Nice wee low conductor. Button. Yep, there look, the read nice and low. Let's see what that's reading. T2 read 48, fill it. There we go, because this is a higher frequency machine, it's reading higher. Good. Guys, we're not getting any more turners. We've had the buttons, we've had the buckle, the wee spindle whirl, the Georgian coppers, the wee milled silver, definitely hammer tool, definite. As we need, there should be turners up here. It's definitely had activity through that area, and about here. Hello and welcome to Toddy's. Hello, welcome to Toddy's Digs. Today we're in a field in Perthshire, just at the end of the detecting season. So we're on rough plough. This is waiting to get ploughed and rolled, seeded. That'll be us, and I'll be out again in September. I've not been in this field in about 10 years, but today I've got the G2 with me, the Teknetics G2. Similar to the Teknetics T2, but it's less features. It's a different frequency as well, it's a higher frequency, it's nearly 19 kilohertz. It's basically a T2 on heat, that's the way I can describe it. It's like a T2 on two tones, but really fast recovery, lightning fast recovery, as we'll see later in the test. This is just a wee demo to it in action on the field. Turning it on is very easy. Now, I first seen these when John Gardner, Mike Scott come over, Georgie the guy that designs the Fisher F75 come over to my rally in September, and they were using these, and that's the first time I tried it, because previous to that I'd always used the T2 and the F70 I'd been using, and the F75. And what impressed me the most was the recovery speed. It's super fast, and it's also got a good feature, like it's a VCO type target, and the further away from the target, further away from the coil, it's a different, it changes signal more into a VCO signal, as you'll see later on. That impressed me. The response to it, everything about the machine I like. Since then I've been using it, that's since August, this is now March, and I've used it virtually every week, and it's no shrinking violet. This wee machine's a powerful machine. It finds tiny stuff, deep stuff, big stuff, small stuff. It's a cracking machine. Today we'll use it on normal settings, and then I'll change to all metal later on. Now the way the boys in Teknetics used it is the way I used it. Just turn it on, gain full power. Now we put it on full power, unless you're getting outside interference like for what do you call it, power lines, then you maybe need to drop that, the gain round to about 12 o'clock. But gain is full on. As you'll see here, that's us in disc mode. Out of that's all metal. Right, we'll go into that later on. So we're in disc mode, right? This is the discrimination. You see it? Up and down. There's two shades. There's a grey shade. That's the bit that you're going to hear the iron grunt. Whatever's left in grey, you'll hear an iron grunt from. The grunt. As you can see, it's from 0 to 30. I've discriminated. That's where most iron comes in. Now the scale's virtually like a T2. With this machine I would dig everything over 45. Just dig everything over 45. Straight and simple. Don't need to be too pernickety about it. Your wee cut halves and your tiny stuff will come in over 50s. But what you do to make it nice and sensitive to that is you don't need to run it away up here at 45. You can if you don't want to even hear coke, because coke comes in the 40s. What I tend to do is you can even run it in all metal. And if you've not got a lot of iron, but if iron's bothering you, just stick it up to 30. There you go. There's the reading there, 30. And away you go. Now you've got a fast grab for ground balance, and I actually prefer to drop the gain, put it into all metal, do it in all metal. Hear it getting louder. So I need to drop that into, I need to press this minus button while I'm pumping it. Hear it evening out. Hear that? And it's reading 75.2, that's where it grounds. That's where it's balanced it. Click it back, and there you go. That's us. That's it set. So we'll go and do a bit of metal detecting. I'm going to head up there. Look at this lovely day. Look at the mist. It's coming off the field with the heat. You hear how stable that is? That's full disc. You meter? 21. See, it's good to hear the iron. So also, that dictates your sweep speed. There's no iron there, I can go. Lets you see about the habitation as well. If you're up and down here and there's not a bit of iron, it's telling you there's not been a lot of people here. There it sits. You know right away when you get a good target, this is what we're listening for. The further away, hear it? That's my ring. What I prefer using on plough is all metal, which I will use later. A true all metal. probably a nail. Good signal one way. A nail. See, the reason we put the disc up to 30 is if we just left the disc at 0, you would be getting that sound off the iron and you'd need to check the meter all the time. Which is alright if you've not got a lot of iron, but it does get quite annoying having to look at meters every 2 seconds when you could be just detecting them using your ears. Signal there, it's jumping into the 40s, 40s, 50s. Good chance it's coke, but we'll get a dig. It could be something tiny. Coke tries to sneak in everywhere. There you go, it's jumping in lower. Wee bit of coke. Now, it's a high frequency machine. You will get the targets. If you're scared of digging a wee bit of coke, don't buy it. Like most single frequency machines, stick to the multi-frequencies like MineLab. But for the fast recovery, it's just one of the sacrifices you need to make. The odd dig coke. Some less, some more. This wee machine's usually good at IDing it. And I did say before I dug it, there's a good chance it was coke, because it was jumping into the 40s and back out again. Good targets will usually stay out of the 40s. If I'm one of the guys, if there's a chance of it being a signal, I'll dig it. You get lazy detectorists. There you go, 43, that's coke, look. Coke, bang on. Get it out. There you go, a big lot of coke. So where is it? If we put the disc up, there you go, I went 45. That's what coke will sound like. So it's just like an auto switch, like in the Gold Max, that type of thing. They're a nice hiatus. Now that could be a big penny or a big coin. 70s, that could be a coin. There you go. But look at the mist. A lovely Scottish spring morning. It's been misty here for the last 24 hours. Look at that. The sun's just breaking through it. What a nice ancient site. Perfect. You can smell the silver. And remember, I haven't just lifted this machine up and decided I'm just going to start talking about the machine. I've used this machine constantly since September. As I do with most of the machines, I comment on. I don't just use them for 2 minutes and then say they're rubbish. You've got to give a machine a chance and use it in all situations. I've used this in pasture, I've used it in stubbles, highly mineralised ground, not so mineralised ground, ploughed. I've used it to fluff this, like this fluffy soil. This is bad for a lot of machines. And I'm showing you in action here. something reading it can't do. Now you've seen I've cleared some of the soil. Look, it's jumped into the 60s now. Silver can come in there. So we'll see what it is we've got. That's where your wee thin hammers and that are expected to come in. But down in that range. Still staying in the 60s. And that's good, it's ID in it. Right down at the bottom. That's a first. There that is. Weird. I've seen one of them before. Lead. That's a one of them. I'm going to head up. There's an old farm up here with a mill in it. See if you're in any way doubt, clear a bit of soil away. Plough's a wee bit hard to walk on, but it's worth it. Look at the soil. Can you tell? Look how look. Great soil. And check it for each angle. Staying good, look. Reading. Jump between 50 and 70. The thing is, it's staying in the positive. See what I've got. I'm hearing quite a lot in the internet forums about people moaning about the build quality of this machine. I've not had any problems with it. There could be a few wee tweaks in this machine, but I don't like the fact that the headphone jack's on this side because it knocks off you unless you've got a right hand jack. You can also put a small one in, which is a good idea because it gives you the option. Because if it's warm weather, you don't want to be putting big heavy earmuffs on. You can put the wee back phones on there. Battery goes in there. Good, you can get the cover for it. Speakers here. It's fitted in nicely. That does wobble a wee bit. That's something that maybe there's a wee screw in here. That maybe need tightened up. That might be knocking that with the headphones. As for the rest of the stem, I don't see the problem. Some people are moaning about this because there's no rubber on that, but there's nothing stopping you putting a wee rubber on it. I think there's guys just saying that about the T2 as well. There's some guys maybe jumping on the bandwagon thinking because they see people finding with the machine, they run out and buy one, and then it's not to their liking or they've not given it enough time and they start rubbishing the machine. I've seen it for years. I've been 25 years metal detecting. I've sold them and everything, and I've seen people doing it for years. They don't master the machine, they dump it and say it's rubbish, and they start telling everybody else it's rubbish, shows that they don't feel, they don't want people to say they never give it a chance. I can spot this a mile away with machines, and I never ever take other people's opinions on machines. If I really want to know how a machine is, I try it myself. That's a coat right in the 40s, see it? And that'll prove it. There you go. Nice bit of coat there. Right. And I don't take it off the field with me. I need to carry a big carrier bag. This machine, beach wise, will work in the dry sand. If you take it onto the wet sand, you get guys saying, I've got a G2 and it works in the wet sand. Yes, it works in the wet sand. When you turn the sensitivity right away down, and you're getting a fraction of the depth you would get off a pulse or a multi-frequency. So we know it does work. Single frequency machines work on the beach, but you're only getting a fraction of the performance you would get off a real beach machine. So if you're looking to do beaches, get a multi-frequency or a pulse. Simple. I've not seen any aftermarket coils for this yet. A slightly smaller one for this type of work would be better. A small elliptical or a small round one, maybe about 8 inch. 9 inch would be ideal. To get in the wee bits. Can I get everything? Just good to be out in this. Perfect. Metal detecting in Bonnie, Scotland. You hear that's nice and quiet, that's full sensitivity. There you go, you're reading. Hear me going away with it. Still reading good. The sounds dropped, hear it? Now if I change that into all metal, I would need to drop my gain, keep it at a stable threshold, let you hear it. Now you don't go with this middle reading, I made that mistake at the beginning, you only go with the top. Still reading the 60s. Gain back up. We know it's shallow with that sound, because that's a deep sound, remember? So you don't even need to dig for that. Lead. last time I was on this field, it must have been between 8 and 10 years ago, I drove onto the field and got stuck and had to get towed out. It's nice to be back. We were passing it the other day and thought, we'll get a wee go. I was getting some wee turners off it last time, and turners is a good sign in a field. Usually when you're finding turners, you get some early mulled silver, maybe a hammered. You also get a lot of other nice stuff apart from hammers. Nice buckles, buttons, get musket balls, loads of stuff. It's all part and parcel it. That's reading in the 50s. Dropped into the coat because it was low 50s. Clear a bit of dirt. 40s. 48, 50. If in doubt, dig it out. Don't be lazy. Oh, it takes you a wee second to dig it. Sometimes it gets rid of the boredom. If you're getting fed up, not getting a signal. Wee deep targets can drop into that. If it's a low conductor, there you go, coke. But a low conductor, something that would normally hit around about the 50s, if it was deep and slightly bad soil, we'll pull it, the VDI reading down. We'll pull it into the discriminated range. And that'll give that grunt on it. So that's how it's worth digging. That's how, like, normally, like on here, I would maybe drop it into the zero. And that way you can analyse every target. But quite a bit of iron, 30 will do fine here. But that's one way you're eliminating that. So it's really like an iron volume, like you would get in the gold mats. How much grunt you want is up to you. The next wee bit we'll do is we'll let you see the pinpoint in action. Iron there, look. Is it 2 targets? Is it a big target? Right, that to me would indicate a big bit of iron. Now we're getting a positive reading there, as you see that, 58, right, 60. There's a grunt, either there's something in with it, or it's a big bit of iron, or a circled bit of iron that's making it. I'd bet my money on saying it's iron. There you go. Got a wee tool. See, big bits of iron, a misshapen bit of iron can give that sound. It's always good to search. As you can see up there, there's an old gate. See it, just up there. Old gate. Now that would have been an entrance into this field. They were leading down towards the old mill. There's an old wall. People would have sat round about these walls. Maybe when they were working the fields, a wee break, especially near the house. Good idea to work it. Work up. Head up to that big gate. Start to feel the heat with that mist clearing a bit. '70s again. There's a pinpoint. Press it. Couple inch. How's that? How's that? Claude shot. Actually finding it. I told you it'd be silver here. It's been a counter stamp by the looks of it. That's, to me, that's from about 15s, 16s. Counter stamp there. Been worn, maybe going to be made into a love totem. There you go. Detecting G2 in Bonnie, Scotland. Moving about a bit. Still digging it. It's coming out. If in doubt. Staying in the 40s now. It's coke. Yeah. Coke. Little gate. Definitely an entrance into that house. Get a bit of dirt away. Again. A deep can maybe. There's foil there. There you go. You see the depth of this wee machine and all. Old can again. Put that back in. The high 80s. Always a high chance it's a
Take it out. Coke, it's coke. There you go, a wee bit of coke. That mist clearing. Bobby and Rab away down there. Going for the easier option in the non-ploughed. In the 50s. Coke. Coke. Now if that is annoying, if that's annoying you and it bothers you and confuses you, set it to 45, even 42, and it'll just come in like a grunt, and you only dig the bleepers. I'll show you. We'll set it for 42 and we'll see what coke squeezes by that. I'll dig everything that's not got an iron grunt. Put that way back down a bit. There you go, it's jumping all over the place, look, moving about. There's a wee grunt, mate, it could be something at depth. 50s. That's where your wee cut halves and things like that come in, but there's your pal there, coke, see? And that wee grunt. The reason for me making this video, is to let people see Teknetics G2 in action. No other reason. It lets people decide. It lets them see the machine before they buy it, so it could save them, potentially save them a lot of money, because it's the price of a video. If this was available when I was kind of starting off in this hobby, honestly it would have saved me a fortune. Fix my hat here. You know? I've got a probe, but I'm no one for farting about with probes, excuse the language. There you go, rubbish. Different if I'm on pasture, I don't want to make a mess. But as for this, just give time you get the probe out, you'd have to find it. Sneaking about the 50s. 70-30 chance it's coke, but I'm digging it. Just because I'm in that kind of mood today. There you go, a nice bit of coke. Jumping into the 40s. get people seeing this video saying, oh, I would have knew that was coke. Because I'm letting you see it. When you're on a field it's different. There's always that wee niggle in your brain that it could be a wee cut half sitting on edge. It's trying to squeeze its way into the dig me numbers. So that's the reason. If in doubt, I'm digging it out. Well, I'm happy I've got a wee silver the date. A few boys bought these machines now on my forum. If you're not a member, register on it. It's www.toddies-digs.co.uk. Go onto the forum. I think I'm maybe head down this wee wall. You go in there. Some great guys on it. Really helpful. Really experienced guys. Been in the hobby a long time. There you go. Really experienced guys. They'll try their best to help you. They do it off their own back. Which is a great thing. Some hobbies you get into, people don't want to help anybody. Maybe the farmer over to plough this. We'll seed it maybe. Now we need to get this probe it. There you go. That wire. Internet's a great thing. Great. Research, brilliant. Seeing about machines, brilliant. It would have saved me a fortune. Because I bought all my machines. Tested them myself, and maybe that's the best way. Because a lot of the forums, honestly, there's that many people telling you that many different things that really, honestly, they're maybe only been detecting a couple of years, and they're proclaiming themselves experts on this machine and that machine. This is the proof in the pudding. Out in the field. There you go. Doesn't matter what anybody says, me or anybody else. This is the proof in the pudding. Seeing the machine in action. That's what I'm here for. To show you the machines. I say I've used this machine. Same as tons of other machines. Used to sell them. I think I used more than I sold. Terrible. Like a kid in a sweetie shop. I'm a detecting fanatic. I've been for years. Years. There's a lot of older guys. Not necessarily old. A lot of guys been about the internet forums for years. And they're really, really knowledgeable people. You don't hear much of them. There you go. A bit of pewtery stuff that looks it through it. Give a good signal anyway. Nice wee low conductor. Button. Yep, they read nice and low. Let me see what that should be. T2 they read 48 if I let them. There you go, because this is a higher frequency machine, it's reading higher. Good. Guys, we're not getting any more turners. We've had the buttons, we've had the buckle, the wee spindle whirl, the Georgian coppers, the wee milled silver, definitely hammer tool, definite. As we need, there should be turners up here. It's definitely had activity through that era, and about here. That's great if he's maybe over to flatten this out a wee bit for us. Yeah. I think what we'll do now is let you hear it in all metal. The first thing we need to do is drop again. Right, you can hear this threshold. I'm going to turn it up high just to show you. Hear it warbling. There you go. Top number you got, mate. Forget the big number. No good if you've got bad eyesight. That's one of the things I would change. Get that read out the same as the disc. Shows the readings there. Not real interested in seeing ground readings. That's the sound you would get. And that's it wobbling. So what you can do is turn that down and tweak up the gain a wee bit. If it's affecting it and starting to sound like a signal and there's nothing there, that's the ground. Look, you watch when I turn the gain down. Yeah, that's the right setting for that. With the threshold up. How smooth it is. Wait, this tractor goes by. That's good, correcting all that up for us. Great. Nice and flat shortly. And that's all metal. And all metal's good on sites. And you've maybe squeezed as much as you can out of the disc mode, and you know the soil's good and you know you could maybe squeeze more out of it, you know, put it in all metal and then it will allow you to push more out of the machine, more power out. You see the top numbers in the 20s. It's also good if there's not much iron in the sight. You also notice, what you'll notice is struggling to get a reading. See that? Because what that is I feel is the VDI sensitivity is not sensitive enough to read targets. It's maybe a wee bit deeper, unless you can squeeze a wee bit more gain out of it. What that I mean is, on other machines, White's machines, you can squeeze the VDI sensitivity up so that it's a wee bit more sensitive to the deeper targets, whereas this wee machine is actually detecting something, you're not seeing it in the meter. Whereas the disc mode, I feel that the VDI sensitivity is higher. Maybe I'm wrong, that's the technical stuff, maybe need to ask Teknetics about, but I've noticed that on a few occasions. I'm getting a signal, no meter reading. There you go, there's a prime example, right? Getting a sound. Hear it? Nothing. It's what I'll do is stick it in the disc and see what happens, right? Aye. You hit ID there, look. It's ID in it. The recovery rate in this machine is phenomenal. Really, it's up there with the best. The Tesoro T-Johns, XP Gold Maxes, it's up there with them. T2s, rapid. This is really rapid, this machine recovery. I'm really fond of it. I'm more fond of this machine. One of my favourite machines was the T2. This is the way I use the T2. 2 tones, a grunt for iron, a VCO for everything else. I'd say this is faster recovery than the T2, in my opinion, and what I've seen. I really like it.